Hello everyone, Aerophite here, and welcome to Redstone Creations. Today I'm going to do a spawner tutorial video, which is the first one that I will have ever done. We're going to make a blaze farm, basically, which I made on the ALP server. I had nobody ask me to make it, but I feel like people would like to know, they just don't want to watch the 40-minute long actual ALP survival episode, and I don't blame them. It's much harder to tell what I'm doing and stuff like that. So without further ado, let us get started with this tutorial. Now, right now, the blaze spawner is not spawning because it's daytime. It's not because I'm in the overworld. I also have it on peaceful so that I don't have to worry about any of that, but we will change it back in a little while. The first thing you want to do when you come across one of these spawners is to block it up so that no blaze will spawn. And it's pretty easy to do, really. You just have to figure out your negative and positive directions. So like if you look at the X when I'm doing this, the X is going towards 0 and I'm in negative, so it's positive. So this is the positive direction. So you block it up 3. And this would be the negative, so you block it up 4, like that. And then this one, the Z, this one's going towards 0 and we're in the positive, which means this is 4 and this is 3. Okay, and then all you do is block up this entire portion and the area above it. So I'm going to get a new block. We'll just do stone, and that will be to signify that's above the spawner. Okay, once you have it blocked up like this, no blaze can spawn, and what we'll do is we'll set the difficulty to hard, okay, and then we'll set the time to night, and you'll see that no blaze will spawn. Now if I break, say, this block, there is a possibility that it will spawn, and there you can see that it does. So what I'm going to do to get rid of him is put it on peaceful, take that away, and then we'll put it in hard, and I'll do the rest of the tutorial on hard and at night so that you can see if a blaze is ever going to spawn and things like that. So that's the block up procedure. Let's move on to building the actual thing. Okay, so this outer ring that we have here is the where the pressure plates are going to be, and they're going to be on that block and all the way around in a square. Now we can't place them right now because blaze will begin to spawn. So what we're going to do is just place our repeaters. So and this is going to be for the little pushing mechanism. The idea is that a piston will push out and push the blaze into this little funnel and create this smaller little area. So what you do is you create just a walkway all the way around this blaze farm like this in a square. Okay, there we have it, square all the way around. Then you take a repeater, so let me grab it, and all you do is you keep it on the default ticks and you go around. However, the way the pistons are going to be placed, the pistons on the corners are going to be a little different because one piston will push this way into another pressure plate, which will push down. So we don't need a repeater here. So what I always do is just on the left side, if you're standing in the middle here, you skip one and then go all the way to the very end. And then you skip one and you go all the way around. And you do that for all 4 corners. Okay, once that's done, these pistons are basically going to push into a block. And it's going to power that block. And the pistons themselves are going to sit on top of those blocks. So all you need to do is go all the way around like so. Okay, then you take your pistons. It has to be sticky pistons, right? And you go and you face them inward like so. Okay, then you take your whichever block you want to do to push out and you put it in front of the pistons. It can be any block at all. I would recommend a non-transparent block though, otherwise they could get stuck inside of it. Now I'm going to show you how this works real fast. Oops, wrong thing. And hopefully a blaze won't spawn. But basically we're going to have a pressure plate in these spots, and when you step it pushes you into the middle. Like what just happened. Okay, but we're not going to do that yet because we don't want any blazes to spawn, because I'm assuming if you're building this, you're doing it in survival, so this is the survival way to build it. Okay, so the way to look at it is that right underneath here, underneath this outer ring, is where the repeaters are, right? So this spot, and all the way around the square, is going to be where the pressure plates are, which means this spot is where you want them to land, right? So you're going to want them to land on a pressure plate right there. So you just go through and you find the third corner in, and you go down 3. And that's where we're going to have the blaze themselves land. Okay, then we take our repeater, and we're going, or not, sorry, not repeater. This is where the pressure plates are going to be. We're not going to place the pressure plates because I don't want to be pushed off. And you won't either when you're making this, especially because you're probably doing it over lava. Or if not over lava, you know, whatever, but it's very likely that you are. So this is where the pressure plates are. So once again, the left side, we're going to skip 1, and that's where we want our repeater. So we're building a little walkway and go all the way to the end. Now on this one you kind of have to skip 2 because you've now created another walkway, but it's still the same idea. Okay, once you have it created, go ahead and place your repeaters, and it's pretty much the same thing for the rest of the farm until the very end. And then move on to the next level for now. We don't want to put the pressure plates because we don't want to be pushed in. Now something to note is you see how there's these little holes? You probably want to block these up because one of the problems you're probably having at this moment, unless you're building it inside, which is possible, is that ghasts are going to be coming. So the easiest way is to just point in and do that. Well, no, wrong side. You got to do it on this side. You do 3. And like that. And you can do that all the way around. I'm not going to do it for the video. I'm just letting you know that you probably do want to do that. So next step is very similar to what we've already done. We know that they're going to fall in on this spot. So we go 3 down from there, right? And we go all the way around and make our little walkway again. So this is now where they're going to fall. Okay, I went ahead and did this next layer. It was just like I did the layer above it here. It was just easier to tell where the pressure plates were going to sit. Now, if I didn't explain it well enough before, I can iterate it now. The way that these corners work is if I step on this one, it pushes me onto that one and pushes me in like that, and it will do the same thing to the blaze. Okay, so this last one's a little different. Now, finding the corner and all that stuff is all the same. Right, you're still going to go down the 3 like this. Now, what you'll notice though is that you want to get them into one central location. So where they fall down here, you only really need 3 spots with pistons, right, and repeaters. So it'll be like that, or however you want to do it. But there will always be 3, and the reason for this is that you're just trying to get them in that one little spot, and this works basically. They either will step here and get pushed in, they'll step here, get pushed onto here, which is getting pushed in, or they'll just be on that one and get pushed in. So there you go. And now this is where we'll make our collection chamber, because this is where they're falling in. Now, in order for this to work properly, all holes and everything have to be blocked up. All this big area that I didn't block up here, that corner, all these corners, you know, all that stuff. All of it needs to be blocked up for this collection area, for them to get down to this collection area. Okay, so as you can see, I've blocked up all exits and stuff. I have not made it look pretty. You can try to do that if you want. Something to know while building this is you probably have ghasts shooting at you, to which case I feel really sorry for you because I just built one of these while doing that and it's awful. They will destroy pistons if you don't reflect their shots and stuff like that, so just keep that in mind. You could block up around it, but they can technically still destroy pistons even when you have them fully blocked up. So you might have to make like a boundary that's like away from the pistons around it to stop the gas from actually destroying them. Okay, so at this point in the tutorial, we really want to make a lighting system so that we can stop the blaze from spawning at will. That way we can put our pressure plates and everything on this top row and all that good stuff. So what you'll probably do is get down to the bottom of the collection, because I assume that there will be something for you to stand on here at this point. And you're just going to get in here and pillar up into here. And I gotta mute Skype. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, you pillar up, right, and you go into here, and we have to make an area for the lava, because what we're gonna do is Blaze are really picky. They have a really, really high light level needed in order to stop them from spawning. So what we're going to do is create an area to catch the lava with. We'll use signs so that the blaze don't get trapped, because the signs don't have a hitbox that stop them. And we're just going to make this little collection spot so that the lava doesn't go all the way down and pour out of this bottom area and hit you. Now in order to do this though, we're going to have to place some pressure plates on the top. And while we're at it, we might as well place all our pressure plates. So just go through on this top level here, the highest you can go, and place all of your pressure plates going around. And then this is also, we're going to make the collection. So the first step is to get the spot that we want to stop the lava. So if I put a sign here, it's going to stop it at the level up above it, where these, it's going to technically stop it here. The lava will stop flowing there. Now the problem is that we all know how lava works, right? So I'm going to go ahead and place lava so that you can see. Lava will flow down onto here, right? Come on. It's going to be a bad example because I can't get it to go. But basically, you know when lava gets stopped and it goes and it will spread over the sides like that. Now, that will also happen with these signs. It will do the exact same thing. So to stop it from doing that, we have to stop it from going out, right? Well, these pressure plates will stop it going out those directions, so we don't have to worry about that. But we do have to worry about it going this way and this way. So what we do is we take the signs and we place them on the pressure plates, because they've got to be kind of floating. They'll look like they're floating anyway. And so you'll do it on both of these pressure plates here, and then on the corner. Both the pressure plates in the middle, and then on the corner. Okay, and by doing that, you have effectively trapped lava, or you will, when all this is said and done. Okay, so now we're done with that, but go ahead and go down and just place all your pressure plates. So, you know, break your pillar and go down and just place all the pressure plates going around. And now the entire setup should be set up and ready to go. Right? Okay, so then, now we're going to place our dispensers. Okay, we're going to place them at the top, and we want to place them at the corners where we just were, right? We want them to fall on this spot, right? So let's figure out where that is. Okay, it's a little hard to tell, but this was the third corner in, so this one's the fourth corner in on of the top level, right? So, ooh, I fell. So Um, the easiest way to tell this is the pressure plate, or not pressure plate, the block that has the 3 area, so like the 3 by 3, so this is 3, right, and this is 3, so it's really a 4 by 4 area, I guess. It should be this spot, right? See how you can tell that it's above that sign? Okay, so it's that spot. So this is where we want the first one, and then you go over to, and this is where we want the next one, and next one. Now, something to keep in mind is the blaze are going to spawn to where they can be pushed out of this level, the one that this block is on, so their head is going to be here. So we can't place a dispenser right here because they won't spawn with these blocks here. So we could place the dispenser here, but then the problem is that the lava spreads and doesn't just go down in a straight line, it also will spread out to these corners here, and that's not what we want either. So we're going to have to make like a block around the dispenser like this, and once again they won't be able to spawn on this level if you do that, or at least not at those spots, right? So what we're actually going to do is go 3 blocks up, and that's the spot we want the dispenser at. So we can go right there, and then place a dispenser facing down like that. And you have to do that on all the corners. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then we're just going to place them on the corners, facing down like this, right? And then place a lava bucket inside each one of them. Okay, and now we have that set up. So now we don't need this top level of blocks, the one that I used to place them. So we're going to destroy them. And what we're going to do is create this little border around them like so. Go ahead and keep that middle block so you can do this. No, because then you can't do that. There we go. And this will force the lava just to go straight down. It won't spread out to the blocks to the side. So just do this, going all the way around each dispenser. Okay, and there we go. Now you can't walk into this area anymore, but the blaze still will spawn underneath here if these are off. Okay, so then the next step is to decide which direction our contraption for the, like we're going to have a button down here at the collection area, because this is where we're going to stand, or in this area roughly. So we'll have a button down here, and it will go all the way up to the top and hit these dispensers. So we have to decide where this is going to be, and you have to keep in mind too that it's with vertical wiring, so we're using redstone torches. So somewhere down here, it doesn't matter which way, but we have to know which direction we want to build the collection area. And like I said, you can build it in any way you want, any direction you want, but for this to work, you have to know which direction before you do the stuff up there, because we're going to have to face the repeaters. So I'm going to say that our collection area is going to face that way, or the contraption that it's going to be is going to face that way. So the redstone torch is actually going to come up through here. Now, it doesn't matter if you do it coming up right here or if you're coming up right here. It's really whichever. So I'm going to have it come up right here. And so there will be a redstone torch on the level of the dispensers, right? Now we want it defaultly off just because that makes it faster. If we had it on, it would work, but it's faster if we have it off. So we're just going to place this torch here for now. And the redstone wiring is just going to come up through here so you can see where it will be. I'll do 2 more levels right there, and it will just go all the way up, and then we'll probably have to curve it in to go to the collection area correctly. Okay, and that shouldn't light any of the redstone or anything like that. Okay, so then you just have to make some sort of trail from that torch. It doesn't matter the pattern, I'm doing it like that. So that we can get it to these dispensers, and you place a repeater here, and the repeater's there. And then you take redstone dust, and you connect it at all the connection points, and that will light all the dispensers. So for temporary purposes, I'll take a button, not that one, this one, and I'll put it on here, and you can see you'll click it and it will activate the dispensers. That's really strange. It didn't activate that one. I promise you it does work. Okay. Oh, I didn't connect my redstone here. So I'll wait for that to go away and I'll try again. Okay, so all the lava's gone. And now, when I push the button, you can see that all 4 of them went. Okay, so now this causes a problem. You see how it's spreading across the very top? Well, we don't want it to do that, obviously. We want it to flow all the way down. However, we don't want Blaze to come and kill us. So, what we're going to do is break the block directly under the dispensers. Now, the problem with doing this is that Blaze can spawn in this spot now. However, they can't escape because of this little contraption we have, this little blockade around the dispensers we have. But they can still shoot you, so be careful. So you break it, you just break them underneath here. So if one spawns, they can't get to you, but they can still shoot you. Okay, so you make the holes, just like I did now, and then you start your stuff, and you'll see that all the lava will just flow into those holes, and blazers still are now unable to spawn in those places. And if they did spawn, you can kill them, but they go up in lava, so their head's probably up here. They can't see you anymore. Okay, so now to the next portion. We want to now just break a hole in here for them to fall, and you should be able to tell where they're dripping from, but if you don't remember, it should be above this sign, right? So just pillar up and go and break the blocks under here. Obviously, it's a lot harder to do in survival. Okay, you can watch my ALP series about the Blaze Farm. I think it's episode 6 if you're confused how I did this in survival. Okay. Oop, fell again. Okay, so this lava is now going all the way through. Now, here's a mistake that I made in my Let's Play. This outer ring right here, where we're going to do the pressure plates, they can still spawn Blaze right now, even with this on. Now, I know I told you that we were going to stop Blaze from spawning absolutely, and we are. And it's still with just this lava. But what you have to do is when you break this outer ring, you have to immediately place a pressure plate. Okay? So first thing you probably should do is just do the inner ring. Break the inner ring, and that will make sure that the light levels will go to that outer ring correctly. Okay? Okay, and as you can see, no blazes spawning. Okay, so no blazes spawning, and that's all good. Now, I want to show you that blaze can still spawn on this outer row, but at the same time, I don't want to waste time for this video. So what I'm going to do is break this, and if they spawn, great. If they don't, it's whatever. But I promise you, they will spawn if you have this outer ring like this, and you don't have pressure plates done. So break it in place. So say I had that, ring, going around. Then you break place. And I know this is much harder to do in creative, or survival rather. So you might want to use like dirt or something maybe for this top level. Okay, see how that one spawned? Okay, I knew I heard it. So what you have to do is just place that stuff. Now, keep in mind, while you're placing these pressure plates, you have now activated these pistons to push. And so it's very likely that you can be pushed into this lava, which you obviously don't want to do. Yeah. Something I probably should have done first to this, so it's definitely something you should consider. Yeah, well, that blaze is dying. Oh, it's because I haven't blocked up that corner. You really should destroy this inner portion right here first before you place any of the pressure plates as well, just to make it easier for you to escape. Okay. Okay, so you could do what I just did and just stand on here and then pillar up right here. That's also another option. Now, something to note is you really don't want blaze to spawn on top of this spawner, so you might as well make a block on top of it that will stop any blaze from spawning on top of the spawner. That's just to help with rates. Now, as you see, this blaze right here is actually in the lava, and see how he's going up? This isn't a problem because normally there won't be blaze in here when you turn it on, or there might be one or two. That's fine. When you turn it off, turn off the lava, that is, they'll just come straight down anyway. So you can break it the way I did and just pillar straight up, and then you don't even have to worry about breaking those blocks right there because you don't want blaze to spawn there anyway because it won't fall down. Okay, so that's it for the farm itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our button for this torch train that we have here now. What I've gotten ahead and done is I had a block that was underneath here, somewhere, yeah, right there, and I went ahead and just placed half slab on top of it and then spread it out. That's all that is, and I removed this block, but you don't really have to. Okay, so the idea behind doing this is that later what you can do is place hoppers underneath here and grab all the blaze rods and put them in a chest or something like that. And I may do that at the end of the tutorial if you're confused what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first step is that this back wall right here is going to be completely solid. So I know I have the half slabs for this wall, but what we're actually going to do is go ahead and make it completely solid. Okay, so now that that's done, what we'll do is place our button, and it's going to either be on this level or this one. It's really dependent on how our torches end up, but I'm pretty sure it'll be that one. Now, is that right behind this torch? Because if it's not, we can move it over one as well. Yeah, okay, so we can actually have that button right there. Okay, and what you do is you just place a torch, and then a block on top of it. And then you're just going to go out diagonal like that until you get directly underneath where we need to be. Okay, so this is built just a tad bit differently than my last one. I think I had my last one on this level here. I think that'll be okay, but we're going to have to move our torch train that we originally did. Okay, so we're at the top now. I moved the torch train. Don't worry about being able to see in right here as long as you have these blocks. I mean, the blaze can't get out right now. Right, so but right here now, because this is one, we need it one level higher, all you need to do is place here. Now the problem is that this is defaultly on now, and that's not really a big deal. It will still flicker on and off and turn on. If you move this down or up one, it doesn't matter if you move it here or if you want to make your wall a little higher and do it, then it can be defaultly off. But as you can see, it's defaultly on, and I can do the torches and activate the dispensers to turn them off. Alright, so it really doesn't matter either way you do it. Okay, so we're going to work on the crusher. You don't really need a crusher. It's really up to you if you want to sit here and, you know, hit him with a sword or whatever over and over again. But I don't personally like to do that. So let us go, and I'm going to get rid of these guys, and then we'll start doing the crushing. Okay, so the first thing to figure out and to realize is where you want the crusher itself to be. And you really kind of want it on their head. So we're going to have it right here. So this block here is actually going to be pushed out by the end of the tutorial. Alright, we'll push out to crush them. Alright, so what we need is a sticky piston right there. I don't know if I can place it from this angle. I can, cool. So that's what we want right there. The next thing I'm going to let you know is that the button is going to be right there. Okay, and this is really precise. You need it there, at least for the design that I'm doing. Okay, now back to the back here. We're going to remove this block. We don't really need it. But what we're going to do is make a hopper clock. And The comparator that comes out of the hopper clock is going to be right here. Okay, so let me grab some hoppers as well. Okay, so that one is going to grab from the farthest hopper right here. So you can see, standing from this side, the farthest hopper away. And so that's where the button is going to be. And this is going to be, I think it's Ethos hopper clock. Don't hate me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that what I'm building is considered Ethos hopper clock, or some design he came up with anyway. So you take there and you get the comparator signals from each corner, like so. You put it into a block, and then you get the signal from the sides. I think this is the side I got it from. Yeah. Okay, and you get some redstone dust. If you don't have some, you probably do, hopefully. And you do it that way. And now you take sticky pistons. Oop. Only one of them is required to be sticky, I believe, but I'm going to use double sticky. I'm going to use double sticky pistons for the design. Really? Okay, now that that's done with, there we go, sticky piston there, and a sticky piston there, and a redstone block. I'm going to need that, like that. Okay, now, in order to get the delay exactly right for what we need, I had to be a little more, I had to do some trickery. So I have to use the signal from here to power this, and the signal from here, actually. And that just adds a slightly longer delay by doing that. And it's just good enough to work how we need it. So we're going to put a torch here with a block on top of it. Right? And then the idea is that we're trying to get this power to this piston, right? So then the next one is another block, but it's going to be here. And we're going to place redstone on top of it, and then this. Now, it's really off. I just pushed our block out, though. There. Turns that torch off. And so what's going to happen is, when this turns on, it will just automatically push it out. But when there isn't any items in this hopper, it won't automatically push it out because this torch will still be on. It'll be delayed by about 2 more ticks. So that's it for that portion. Okay, so now we need to make the spot that's actually going to stop this hopper from draining, because we don't want this hopper clock to go all the time, or it will just continually crush. It'll push out and crush, come back in, and then push out again almost immediately. So we actually only want it to start crushing when we hit this button, but to do that, we have to stop this hopper from draining into that hopper until we hit that button. So we're going to use an RS NOR latch. And basically, we're going to go 2 blocks down and have a torch here. Okay, so while that torch is on, this hopper won't drain. Okay, so then to unpower that torch, we're going to use some redstone that's right here. Or to unpower or power, whichever way you want to look at it, right? And then we're going to have a torch underneath this redstone block, and some redstone on top of this right here. Okay. So whenever this redstone block is here, it will power our RS NOR latch from the side. This is the beginning of our RS NOR latch, right here, and we're going to put a torch here. Okay. Then you make kind of this, it's like this L kind of thing, this area above this torch. And then you're going to put another torch here. So even if this block is pressed out here, right, this could still be on. It's a possibility. But it won't be if you've hit this button. Because now what we're going to do is take the signal. So we're going to drag across the top like this. and we're just going to get it to this button, basically. So you might be able to move this button in, but I'm going to show you in a minute why I have it out as far as it is. Right. So you go out and zigzag to that button. It went too far. Okay, then what we do is we put 12 of any item into this first hopper. Like so. Oops, that's 13. Okay, and as you can see, none of it's draining, right? So we got none in here. But whenever you push this button, you can see the piston will push out. Okay, it's draining. Okay, and then everything's draining back into here, but see, it's lit, so it doesn't drain out anymore. And so the piston goes back in. I'll show you one more time. From this side, it's pushed out. Items are draining into the hopper. Now items are draining back into the original hopper, but that hopper has a torch underneath it, so it's locked and can't drain back out. Okay, and there's our crusher. And now let's see it in action. Okay, so we have some blaze in here, and I've turned off spawning, so no more will come down, or maybe one more it looks like. It's coming down. Sometimes, something to note, sometimes the blaze in here, as they're falling, get hurt. Okay, so, one second while I push him. There we go. Okay, so sometimes the blaze in here get hurt by the pistons. It just can't be helped. So what this crusher will do is, in most cases, make the blaze become one hit. Okay, and you saw the one die? That's because it was already hurt from the pistons, like I was saying. So what I'm going to do is go into survival, and you'll see that all the blaze are now one hit kill. And that just makes everything really, really convenient. Don't have to waste any swords now. Okay, so now to show you why I said that we were going to put the button right there. Basically, in the design that I've done, you can make a walkway right here. So I guess if you want, you can put the redstone there, but you won't be able to, you know, redstone here I mean, but you won't be able to block it up so you don't see the redstone in the tunnel that you go down. So for example, right, what I'm saying is that with this design, you can right there create a pathway going up, like a stairway going up, just like so. Okay, and then because of the way it's made, you can actually make a wall around it so that, dang it, you don't see any of this redstone as you're walking down the pathway. Okay, so this is what I was saying. You can now have a little walkway here, and you know, you can tell you can't see any of the redstone as you're going up or down it. Now, obviously, if that doesn't bother you, if you want to see the redstone, or you don't care if you see the redstone, you can move it over one if you want, or anything like that. Okay guys, so this is my design for the Blaze Farm. I won't lie to you, I have seen Blaze Farm tutorials before, so this design may not be completely original, but I don't believe that I took anything blatantly from anyone. And you know, that's all I can really guarantee. So I hope you liked the tutorial. If you did, please let me know what you liked about it. If you didn't, please let me know what you didn't like about it. And I will see you guys later.